Well, here it is. It's been over a month now since the country went in lockdown and places have been closed, and well, we're still surviving, we're still getting by, but you know what? This video isn't about that right now. I'm going to do something a little fun. This is going to be a three-parter. How's it going, old schoolers? You are Kicking It Old School. I'm your host, Russell JS, formerly Dr. Old School. Now, I also want to go ahead, I know I didn't say much in the last video about it, why I decided to change my name after this time. Well, in many ways than one, I felt uninspired. I felt it was unoriginal. I felt it was ununique. So, like I said, why not use my actual name? I could use my first name and my two last initials, and there you go, Russell JS. Anyway, I'm here in an eye center, in deserted parking lot of a closed eye center that's not open this weekend, but I'm parked here for a reason. Like I said, this is going to be a three-part video. I thought I'd do something really cool. I want to go over the first three concerts that I went to in my life. Right next door, we're right next door to a place where one of those venues took place. That's CenturyLink Sports Center, also known as Hammond Stadium. And for all you Minnesota Twins fans out there, that is also the spring training for the Minnesota Twins. So without further ado, let's check this bad Oscar out, shall we? Let me get out of the car first, gather what I need. Like I said, this is going to be a three-parter because we're going to be driving to three different places. Now, the first rock concert that I attended when I was 19 years old, it was a chilly December morning here in Fort Myers, Florida, around December 1997. The first concert that I ever went to, Brian Howe and Jackal were the opening acts. The headliner, Santana. I paid, I think I paid about, I want to say $18 for a ticket, and it was general admission, and I was front row. And if you go ahead and look over that way, you see the arena, that's where the concert took place. Over there in the back is a scoreboard. That's where the stage was set up. And they had like the, of course inside they had the vendors and we were out on the field. I was front row at that concert. And at that concert, I got to experience, I was front row. Carlos Santana was on stage standing 6 feet away from me. And what a concert that was. Something I'll never forget for the rest of my life. I mean, a lot of people showed up, and what was really cool about that was, it's probably kind of dark because of the sun and everything. Hold on, let me get back in the car. What made it really cool was for the price I paid for admission to that concert. A few months later, they had the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame induction ceremony. And correct me if I'm wrong, for all of you out there who are Rock and Roll Hall of Fame, fanatics, I think that year in 1998, it was, I want to say, Santana, Fleetwood Mac, Mamas and the Papas, and the Eagles all got inducted into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame that year. But it was really neat because there I was seeing a legend for a cheap price. And then a few months later, he gets inducted into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. And then the year after that, in '99, he came out with that album, that Supernatural, where he had that hit single, Smooth, with Rob Thomas of Matchbox 20. And I was like, wow. For what I found the ticket stub and everything at that time. And I saw the price. I'm like, yeah, good luck getting what I got for that price. But yeah, I got to see Santana I mean, I got to experience an actual rock concert, not some local band that's playing covers in a bar or a club. But I also, I came out of that and I was like, wow, 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 and wow. And it was exciting. I got home that evening, and I pulled out in my record collection the debut album of Santana, and I was like, wow, I was front row seeing a legend. Now, where I'm parked at in this I guess, corporate business plaza right here, where you see the Collins Vision, 2 years later, this used to be nothing but open field in 1999. 2 years later, I went to another concert. The opening acts were King Norris, which is Fred Norris from the Howard Stern Show and his band, King Norris. And then I saw this supergroup, which consisted of Pat Travers on guitar and keyboards, Benjamin Orr of the Cars on bass, the singer from 38 Special on vocals and guitar, Derek St. Holmes of the Ted Nugent Band on vocals and guitar, and Billy Joel's drummer, Liberty Jones, on the drums. And they each played 2 hits from, the acts that they were with. And what an awesome time. And after that, and I was front row at that too, mind you, and that was another general admission. After that, Styx came on and did an hour set. And at the time, I wasn't a really big Styx fan, I have to admit. But after that concert, a couple days later, I find myself going to the music section of Walmart and getting Styx Greatest Hits CD. Actually, no, the cassette. And I started just listening to that cassette, and I must have gone ahead and played it until the tape got warped. And, great times. And the headliner was Sammy Hagar. Yes, the Red Rocker. Now, for fellow Van Halen fans, there is a big debate who's the better frontman, David Lee Roth or Sammy Hagar. I really don't care anymore. All I care about is, that's Eddie and Alex Van Halen's band to begin with. Eddie's guitar, Alex's drumming, and the bass. If I have to choose who I say is a better suited frontman for Van Halen, I have to go with Sammy Hagar. Sorry to all you David Lee Roth fans, but the reason being is, when you think about it, Sammy Hagar did save the band. I mean, he helped them grow. He helped them grow, and they sold a lot more albums. They became iconic. They became more of an MTV staple. I mean, who could forget that For Unlawful Carnal Knowledge record? I know I can't. And 5150, OU812, Balance. I mean, really good bodies of work in all those albums. But yeah, I got to see Sammy Hagar, and he put on a heck of a show. I mean, he did his solo stuff, some of his Van Halen stuff, and his Montrose stuff. And it was a really good show. One of my friends was up on stage with him with this VIP radio giveaway, and it was like the coolest thing in the world. I wish I could have, I should have kept on calling in to get that giveaway. And this used to be a hotbed to go see concerts. I actually went to what was called a Wing Fling Festival, where all the sports bars were competing over here at, Hammond Stadium. They were competing over who's got the best wings of Southwest Florida. Hooters was there, Buckets was there, Mugs and Jugs was there, like a lot of these local sports bars, along with corporate sports bars. And that day, it was supposed to be Survivor and Joan Jett and the Blackhearts. Unfortunately, it got rained out, and neither Joan Jett or Survivor ever took the stage. And a lot of people were getting angry. I mean, I can remember being in that angry crowd, and they were getting ready to storm the stage, and, I turned around, and I see, the county's finest and the city's finest getting ready to draw their guns, and I was like, I'm borrowing my dad's truck right now. I'm not going to jail. And I'm not, I don't want to have to call my dad and tell him he has to get his truck out of impound, because he won't get me out of jail. He'll let me sit. So I decided to be smart and go home. But I haven't purchased a single, album of Joan Jett's music since. And they've never reimbursed us nothing. Well, This is part one of this video set that I'm going to put together today of, where I went to concerts. Now I got to take a drive further around Fort Myers to show you where I saw Cheap Trick. I'll see you in a little bit.